How have the last couple days of practice gone?
It's been pretty good. I think the guys are locked in, understand what we're trying to do, trying to simplify, make it as easy as possible, and the guys have responded well. So, I think they're excited, ready to get going, and I'm ready to get going. Also, I'm very excited.
How about any update on Kyle Korver?
Oh, he's playing. Yeah, he's playing. He's getting better, every day, and I'm glad we had a chance to get these 3 days in between, and give him a chance to have, I think, 5 or 6 days off, and really get a chance to, get his foot, where he needs to get it to. What is that right there? No.
You guys have started the last 2 playoffs 10. I think you expect a harder path?
You got Indiana, who's a good team. Like I said, Nate McMillan did a great job with that team. I think, if he was able to advance to the second round, you have a chance to play, Toronto, who's the #1 seed, or Washington, who was hurt and banged up, but we know what they're capable of doing. So the path is definitely harder, and we're up for the challenge, but we're very excited for it. And each year is going to be a different challenge, and we understand that. So, whatever the challenges present, we're ready for it.
Coach, what has Collison done maybe better this year, or specifically against you guys, kind of giving you problems?
He's been shooting the ball well. Leading the league in three-point field goal percentage is huge, and he's always been a great mid-range shooter. Always been able to get to the basket, good free throw shooter. But I think being able to shoot the 3-ball this year and shooting it at a high clip has really, changed his game a lot.
What's the key defensively against Oladipo?
Give him different looks. I think he's a very good player, so you can't give him a steady diet of the same defense, and you guys just switch it up on him and try to keep him guessing, because offensively, he's a very good offensive player. Goes left, goes right, mid-range, 3, finishes at the rim. So really doesn't have too many weaknesses offensively. So we just got to mix it up on him.
You said the other night that you feel as good as you do about this team because of LeBron and Kevin, first and foremost. Who's the next guy? Who do you think's the third guy that you got?
Do we have to count on? I think we just got to do it collectively. I think, not going to put any pressure on one guy to be great. I think we all have to be great. I think LeBron and Kevin have to, lead the way. I think those 2 guys have been here, and they know what it takes and know what it is. And, with JR coming off the bench, a different role for him. So I just think, everybody else has to do it collectively and, be as one. Yeah, I think, starting the game, it's hard when you have Kevin and Brian both on the floor, and you got to try to get those guys going early. It's really hard to, try to run plays for anybody else. So with JR coming off the bench, we've been really featuring him a lot, running a lot of plays through him and for him. He's been making shots, been making the right play offensively, so it's been good for him.
Oladipo's always had the skill set, obviously. Did you see him kind of blossoming into this franchise-type player?
Well, it's all where he started. I think starting in Orlando, and we saw it there. I think he scored 50 on us one game, or 40, 48 or something. But, he's always been a special talent offensively. And I think now, being there with Nate, I think having a chance to, understand the game defensively, too. You got to play on both ends. I think he's doing a good job defensively, as well as scoring the basketball. So, OKC was different. I think having Russ and those guys and the ball's in Russ's hands, he's making all the plays, and it's a different dynamic. But being in Indiana, where he went to college, and, Nate put the ball in his hands to have him make the plays, make the right plays, and he's been doing it all season.
Going back to JR, at the beginning of the season, when you started Dwayne instead of him, it wasn't something that it seemed like JR handled all that well, moving to the bench. Now you moved him back to the bench here, and it seems like he's accepted it more. Is there something that happened that led him to accepting this particular role this time around as opposed to the beginning?
You have to ask him. I'm not sure.
Finally having everyone healthy, is it almost hard to believe?
Yeah, at least we all got healthy at the right time. I think, going into the playoffs healthy is something we've been preaching for the last 4 years, of just being healthy going into the playoffs. So the guys are healthy. Kyle's coming along very well. And we're just excited just to get on the floor.
You said we, I guess that means you too.
I'm
right?
excited too, yeah.
Is this the best you've felt?
Yes, I feel great. I feel great. No, really, I really do. I feel really good. And, once again, thanks for, to Dan Gilbert and Kobe and the organization for giving me that time off to really get myself, on track. And it's been great. The routine has been great, so I feel really good.
Players, and they're new players since the trades. What are things you guys can do in this playoff series that you couldn't in previous playoff series?
That's yet to be seen. I'm not sure. We do have new guys, but it's going to be a process. I just got to learn going throughout the playoffs of who's better in what situation. It's going to be a different thing for me and some of the guys who's been here before because we have new players. But I do feel confident about the new players we have. It's just going to be different roles.
How do you approach that when there are so many unknowns going into this postseason for you?
Just going with a plan. You talk about it. You prep for it. You work on it every day in practice, and then when the game comes, it's something totally different. So, but you go into it with a plan and just see how it happens, and you got to adjust.
The Cavs are ready to do whatever it takes to bring an NBA championship back to the land. We've been here before, and we know what it takes. It takes grit. It takes drive. It takes hustle. It takes team. It takes 20,562. Be a part of the playoffs action. Go to Cavs.com/tickets now to get in the game.